All right, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be fixing a problem that a lot of you may have. And that problem is going to be this right here. But first, hot tea on today's Graybeard Biker. Alright, so here's what I'm going to be using to do this. I got these pins off of the Amazons, and I'll have the link in the description, but also on my affiliate link page. So if you go to graybeardbiker.com/equipment, you'll find links to everything that I've shown on here. But this has, a lot of you've probably seen these. They're the lockable backs, lockable pin backs that are kind of next generation. The ones before these we had that were lockable, not your traditional hat, right? Hat pin, was had an Allen wrench. Well, these don't have an Allen wrench, which is what's nice about them. And what they do is you push them onto the pin, right? And then as you push that, it closes and it locks it in place, which makes it very nice. But I got the other side. So this is kind of like the thumbtack side. And then I also have a tube of E6000 glue adhesive, right? So this is kind of like industrial strength super glue, if you will. So what I'm going to do is put another pin, another tack, right, on the back of these. Now, some of them, like this one, it broke, right? So one of the pins literally broke off. So I got to kind of take this and get rid of the remnant, and then I will put another one of these in its place, right? And then for these, they literally, this is the one from the Cannonball Run in 2023. It literally only came with one. Well, if it comes with one, you know what it does? It spins. We don't like spinning. Same thing with this one here, it spins. We don't want it to spin. We want it to stay in place when I put it on the vest. So we're gonna put another one onto those as well. So that's the plan for today. Now, if you look on the coat here, I have a lot of these biker rally pins. I started doing this back in the 90s. Every rally that I would go to, I would get a pin. That way we could line them all up, tell where we've been, you know, conversation starter, reminder, reminiscent of where you've been, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how this started. Now, if you meet me in person and can actually read these, over here you can see that I have some going back to 1993. And the other ones that I have, I mean, matter of fact, one of these, the very first one that's on here is all scarred up because I had a Fat Boy before and I laid it down and the pin got scuffed up on the pavement. So, but it's still here. I also have ones on here like Cherokee. Well, Cherokee doesn't have a rally anymore, but they did in 1993, right? So those are on there. And then I have ones like this. This one is Atlanta, and it was 1994, and the 94 part broke off. This is what happens when things get old. So that's gone as well. There's nothing I can do about that because it came off in the road or something, who knows where. But I actually like these kind best because they stack up nicely, almost like you would, ribbons on a military vest or coat or something. So I like the way that that looks. But I've also, these started to become rare. And there's one guy that I know of that still makes them. And they don't look like this anymore. Now they look like this with the black fill. So it's not quite the same as it was before when we had them, you know, like these. And then we have these, which somebody started. This was Panama City. They started putting little motorcycle on top of the rocker there, and I don't care for that, but it's the only thing that they had. So it's kind of like a game that you kind of play with yourself when you go to these rallies. Is, you know, you collect something. So I got those. This one here's this is Panama City Beach as well. This one's 2014. It has a little skull and crossbones attached to it. Again, you get what you get. But those are the ones. These up here are the ones that I prefer, not ones like this here. And it's because they line up nicely together, right? And I'd usually try to put them in order. Now, if you look back at some of the previous videos that I've had, you can see they are in a different order because I had fewer. So recently, when they got too junked up, I took them apart and put them back on in a different order. But I've also gone through, and instead of just rallies, I've gotten them for different places that I've been as well. Like this one is for the Hard Rock Cafe in Key West for a trip that I took down there. This one's for Hooters in Atlanta because we had a meetup there that I went to. Let's see. This one is for a local Shriners run that we did. This one here is for the Harley Homecoming 120th anniversary because they didn't have a normal pin there. This one is the 0 mile marker from Key West when I went, again, the trip down to Key West. So I like that to get these things. They don't always look the way that I want them to look, which is unfortunate. But again, you do what you got to do. You know, you get what you get. You don't pitch fit. So, but I'll give you a good close-up of all these on here so that you can see them. You'll also note that Graybeard Biker has its own pin on here. This is an exclusive pin that's part of our Patreon group. I may add it to the YouTube group as well. It's one of the rewards that you get. So it's an exclusive copper-colored pin, says not politically correct, and then has Graybeard underneath it with our logo head there. So so if you want one of those, join the YouTube membership or Patreon membership that is of the appropriate level, and we'll send one to you. But anyway, that's the story behind those, because I know people wonder. And I'm actually starting to run out of room, right? I am much more of a hot tea drinker than I am coffee. I drink coffee too, but I like hot tea better. And this one is cinnamon flavored. All right, so all we're going to do is kind of take the glue here. I can't get the thing open because I don't have pliers. Oh, damn it. All right, guys, so we're going to have to do a change of venue. I am at my office today. Here, I got here super early, so nobody else is here yet. Yeah, this tube is glued shut, and I don't have any pliers here, so I can't open it. So we'll pick this up back at the homestead. All right, guys, I am happy to report that I found some pliers. So now I can finally get this thing open. There we go. Hey, step one. Maybe not step one. Let's get everything back out here. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is clean up this one that's broken. So I'm just going to grab it here with the needle nose and just work it back and forth until it comes off. Pretty simple. Now I probably ought to file that down, but I definitely do not have a file here. If it starts to annoy me, I'll get the Dremel after it. Dun dun! Alright, so I'm not going to put it directly on top of the other one. I'm going to put it next to it. So generous amount on the head of that, back of that tack, head of the tack, whatever you want to call it, right? And then we just got to push it down. And then wait for it to dry. While that's happening, I'm going to do these others. I dream of when she'll be mine. Actually comes out pretty sticky. All right. So now we're going to let those dry. Make sure I don't have any more over here. Give them all a good one-see. This would spend some. So just so vendors know, putting one pin on may save money, but does not help us out. I don't even know how much money it actually saves, you know what I mean? Now, you'll notice that I got the copper colored here. Obviously, you'll see a theme with the bike and whatnot. But it really doesn't matter which ones you get. You can't see them anyway, because they're on, well, I guess maybe you can see them on the inside of the jacket, but you can't see them on the outside. I just got these because they were available, right? Now, I don't know how long I'm supposed to let this sit and dry. Let's see. Put the cap back on it. Let's see what it says here. Directions. Allow 24 hours. Maximum bond 72. Well, what does that mean? Today is, what day is today? Today is Thursday. I do my live tonight. We have a special Greenbeard Biker Live going on this evening. So I have somewhere to be on Saturday morning because I'm going to the swap meet up at TWO, which is no longer called TWO. And so that'll be almost 48 hours. Close enough. Close enough for hand grenades. Let's see, 24 hours to 72. That's in the middle, right? So let's let it dry, then we'll see where we're at. So here we are. We went up to the swap meet. Have a video episode of that coming up soon. But we got back And you can see here, everything's working fine. No longer spinning, you know, connected all in one piece, all like it's supposed to be. So all worked out well. So hopefully if you've had broken pins for your vest, now I don't know what you actually call these, vest pins, biker pins, hat pins, lapel pins, whatever, these. If you have a problem where one of them is broken, now you know how to fix it. So if you enjoyed this, do the like and subscribe thing. Not going to get into all that. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay free. Keep it shiny side up.